Hello and welcome to the Healyverse tutorials. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these adorable little crochet owls. They work up really quick and they're a fun project. To round off my little set of owls, I'm crocheting a red one with white eyes, so I will be using this Utopia Crafts Cuddle chenille yarn. For your owl, you will need a 6mm crochet hook. If you want a slightly bigger owl, increasing the hook size will give you that effect. Now we're going to start with a magic ring or a magic circle, and you're going to single crochet if you're in the US or double crochet if you're in the UK 5 stitches into your magic ring. Once you've done 5 stitches, you're going to go through your first stitch to join the ring, and you're just going to do a slip stitch and then chain 1. This makes it so that you are working in the round but simultaneously in rows. When you start your second row, you're going to want to make sure that you're going through that first stitch that you slip stitched through. And then for your second row, you're going to single crochet if you're in the US or double crochet if you're in the UK. 2 stitches into every single stitch. This will give you 10 stitches total for your second row. When you finish the 10 stitches that make up your second row, you're going to once again slip stitch through the first stitch you did in that row and then chain 1 to go into your third row. For your third row, you're going to do a single crochet in the US or double crochet in the UK into your first stitch. Then in the following stitch, you're going to increase. So that's 2 single crochets in the second stitch. Then you'll repeat that around for a total of 15 stitches in this row. You'll once again use a slip stitch to join, chain 1, and then continue on with doing 15 stitches around, slip stitch to join, and then single crochet in all but the last row. You're going to do that for 5 rows until you have a total of 8. After you join the 8th row with another slip stitch, I like to do one more slip stitch in that next full stitch just to make it a little bit more secure. You'll then pull the yarn through that slip stitch to tie off, leaving yourself about 6 inches to sew at the very end. Now, setting aside the body of our owl, we'll start on the eyes. For this, you'll need whatever color you've chosen for the eyes. I'm using this gorgeous white chenille yarn. And again, the 6mm crochet hook that we used before. For the eyes, it is very simple. You simply crochet 6 single crochet if you're in the US, or double crochet if you're in the UK, 6 stitches into your magic ring or magic circle. When you've done your stitches, you'll use another slip stitch to join the front and the back of the circle. Pull your yarn through and again leave maybe 5 or 6 inches to sew with. Then you simply repeat the process for the second eye. To finish the eyes, you'll grab your safety eyes. I believe I used a 6mm, but you can change the look of the eye depending on what size you want to use for the actual safety eye. It may take a few attempts to make sure you get your eye in the center, but once you are happy with it, you put on the back. And if you have a tool to secure them, you can use that. I don't, so I use a handy lighter and burn the back so that the eyes aren't going to go anywhere. If you decide to use the same method as me, I just urge you to be careful as most yarn is flammable. Once you finish your eyes, you'll want to look at where to place them. To determine that, you just make sure your tail end is on one side and squish your owl flat. The eyes should fit side by side. You can put them closer together or further apart, whatever's your preference. Once you're happy with your eye placement, go ahead and start stitching. Once the eyes are secure, it's time to start on the beak. For this, I've decided to use a lighter weight gray yarn, and for that I'll be using a 3.5 millimeter hook. To start, you're going to chain 4. Then from the second chain from your hook, you're going to go through that chain and the third chain and do a decrease. So that's a single crochet if you're in the US or double crochet in the UK. Decrease meaning you crochet the 2 chain loops together. Then in that remaining loop, you're just going to do a single crochet. From there, you will chain 1 to turn, then you will do a single crochet or double crochet, decrease in those 2 stitches. From there, you're going to simply cut your yarn and pull through to create the tip of your beak. I recommend leaving approximately a 6-inch tail for sewing. With your beak finished, you just need to determine where you want to place it and then sew it on. With our face finished, it's time to stuff. I try to stuff it as full as possible to give it that cute rounded effect, but it again is your preference. Once you are satisfied with the stuffing, you simply take your needle and use the tail left from the body to sew the top together. You simply press it flat and sew one stitch to the stitch behind it. Doing this should create that adorable little owl shape. When you finish sewing, simply tie off and weave in your end. And there you have it, an adorable crochet owl. Shout out to Repeat Crafter Me for the original pattern I modified to make this. If you like this tutorial, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment for anything else you'd like to see. And if you feel so inclined, the link to our Patreon is in the description. We'd love to have your support there. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll hopefully see you soon.